Yes, I'm running. I'm running. Hi, Joe.
It is. It's fun.
Pretty, huh?
It's a great time.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Does everyone like the video I did earlier?
I gotcha. Pretty.
If you put yourself in the point of being an astronaut, we're actually pretty close to that same trip that they take. Both.
A little dark over that way, Paul. We'll take a look. Oh, it's blocked in. Yeah.
That's the vehicle assembly plant
You
is
can barely just make it out. You see the outline of it down there.
Yep.
You know, it's so large that the airlines use that for a marker as they're coming in here. You know, they can see it 50, 100 miles away coming in. Off to the left up here, you see a building that's got a big antenna. Now, Paul, the one I got on top of my trailer is not quite as large as this one. This keeps us in touch with Houston, Texas, Washington, D.C. Via SATCOM satellite.
Their updated antennas on top of the roof here. That may look a little more familiar. One of the small RCA ones, about 18 inches across.
You know, these fellows up here with these guns got to say two things to them. Yes, sir, and no, sir. Let's see if he'll smile at you. Yeah, I got him smiling. All right. A lot of people don't realize this, and they get a lot of confusion in it. Saturn V and the shuttle are launched from the same identical places, but they don't look the same because once we finish Saturn V, it had to be completely restructured in order to take the space shuttle. They don't even look alike. In fact, the shuttle's half the size of a Saturn V. You can see the structures here. That green area, those are the elevators they were used to take the astronauts up to their level where they could board the Saturn V. Now, what are these swing arms for, Paul?
Well, think back of all of this stacked up into that huge tower, and there were 9 swing arms that would attach to the Saturn V with the fuel line tomorrow.
This is the third largest building
You know, up until
by volume.
just a few years ago, this whole area was covered with trailers just like this. Then, about 5 years ago, they decided that this is going to be a perfect thing. We started building these buildings over to the left to replace the trailers.
Behind the building, and the stripes.
When we pass the office building here, you'll see the transfer aisle in the VAB. It's a north-south tunnel that goes right through, and that's where we bring the bits and pieces of the shuttle. The big gray door on this side slides to the left, and on a big yellow trailer, we bring in the huge orange external fuel tank that is really the core of our shuttle vehicle. And that tank comes up by barge from Louisiana
area. Now, since it doesn't back up, how do you get going the other direction? Look on the opposite end, you'll see a little driving area on the opposite end. So the driver just walks to the other end and drives off in the opposite direction. So Paul, what kind of fuel mileage will you get on this booklet?
Well, considering how much it weighs, I guess it isn't too bad. We get about 35 feet per gallon of diesel fuel. That's less than the length of this bus. That polishes right off when we drive it a couple of feet. And also, those treads, even weighing over a ton, are hollow. So they do crack from time to time, and that's why we have spare shoes or cleats back there, or treads back there, because we do change them ourselves. We don't call AAA attack, I think.
We're talking about when they were built back in the 60s, the lifespan at that time was to be 7 full trained to drive.
Here's the one.
I always think they'll choose the armored personnel carrier because they get to crash through fences on the way to a heliport. And when they come out and practice, they like to crash through things here too.
There it is.
We can always tell when the astronauts have been here doing their dry run, they'll take these, and it's part of their criteria, they have to do this. They have to practice driving these vehicles, and like a bunch of kids you'll see down here when they get on these back roads, they'll do wheelies in the grass and everywhere else. There's grass torn everywhere. Hard.
Here's another launch pad. Once again. Isn't it pretty? Oh yeah. Okay.
Each crawler is independently propelled, and when we built this in Marion Power Shuttle, we had all of the news from Columbus, Ohio, and all the television stations. And the president had invited them in, and we were going to propel this outside and show them how nice it was. I was the liaison engineer at Plant 2 when we built it. And when we got to the door, I had to have a cutter come over
Seats
And we
up.
had to cut through the beam and we
Oh, hey, over here on the right side, these white boxes are where the astronauts get our mail before they launch. No, okay, you don't believe that one. These are actually some of the camera mounts, nitrogen-filled boxes so they don't fog up and they're nice and solid. These give you those great views of the engine starting, the test of the aero surfaces, the close-up of the cabin, and we have these ringing all around the pads also. We try to film and videotape from every possible angle. In case there is a problem, we do have it on tape. When John Glenn went back into orbit in 1998 on Discovery, the door over the drag chute on the tail of the orbiter fell off. We spotted for that one, so who knows, maybe all of us might get a chance to go into space sometime. When you do go into space on the shuttle, you lift off so much more quickly than a Saturn V. You're actually going over 100 miles an hour when we clear the tower here.
You know, talking about how this escalated and how the cost of things escalate. Here's a good way to judge the cost, Paul. Back when we sent Alan Shepard into space and John Glenn, those spacesuits of theirs were tailor-made just for them. The only person could wear it was the particular astronaut who was going to go into space. Well, those suits cost us about, I think at that time, about $15,000.
That's a hunk of metal.
Now, what's the official name of this? Saturn?
This is the Saturn rocket.
Saturn rocket.
This is what
This is
pushed
the...
all the Apollo missions.
That's big. So, this is pretty impressive looking.
Stay back. Stay back, kids.
Orman level. What does that say? Orman level 7.
That's a piece, isn't it?
No, that's 9. That's 8, 9. Stage 1. Stage 2. Stage 3. This is Apollo 12.